Hi, this is Dr. Homer Lim, and you're listening to your Holistic Health podcast.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back again here at our weekly talk at Akesis Holistic Health. I'm Dr. Homer Lim. Welcome back. Yesterday, we weren't able to do our live feed because of some technical issues. So that's why we moved it today. So let's go now to our topic for today, which is the benefits of doing what we call the intravenous nutrient or the vitamin drips. No? So what's the reason why we want to give these vitamins or minerals or whatever vitamins or supplements via IV? So the primary reason why we're doing this IV therapies, whether it's vitamin C, B complex, your glutathione, it could be amino acids, could be minerals such as potassium, calcium, sodium, zinc, selenium. So all these minerals, all these vitamins, all these substances that are available and proven to be effective in giving IVs. We certainly can do that, especially if patients have difficulty in terms of their diet. So patients who have poor digestive system or those who cannot eat well, then therefore they do need some form of what we call intravenous therapies. There are also patients who are unable or have some issues with regards to absorption. Okay, so some have digestive issues, they have diarrhea, so they have to replenish their minerals, their vitamins immediately. So we do IV. Those who have what we call gut issues with regards to having leaky gut. Leaky gut means everything that you take in, for some reason, your gut has some form of inflammation. So with that inflammation, of course, you are not able to absorb certain vitamins, certain minerals properly. So instead of being absorbed through the intestine, it goes all the way into your large intestine, and therefore you don't really get the benefit of that drip or that mineral or substance. Now, in areas also wherein there are minerals or substances that cannot be taken internally, or you do not absorb it orally, the best example really would be glutathione. So there are many glutathiones in the market, oral. However, there are only certain preparations that are actually beneficial or of benefit in absorbing it into the systemic or into the blood. A lot of the glutathione in the market, once you take it orally, once it reaches your your stomach, and it reaches or it touches your gastric juices or the acid, it breaks down. So the glutathione breaks down into its component amino acid, which is your glutamine, cysteine, and glycine. So the best way really, or one of the better ways of taking glutathione is via IV, which almost 100%. So that's the difference with doing IV and oral. So when you take oral, you can absorb up to maximum 50, 60, 70%. However, if you give it through IV, all of it is absorbed into the body. So the only difference one disadvantage, for the IV, of course, there's a needle. You have to put an IV line, so there's some form of discomfort. So a lot of people who are not so afraid of needles, and they are willing to do what we call these IV drips. They do it regularly, once or twice a month for their wellness. Now, for those who are very sick, especially those patients who have chronic degenerative illness, whether it's cancer, whether it's heart disease, they have, multiple sclerosis, or those who have Parkinson's. So these type of patients, they need more supplementation with regards to their vitamins and minerals. So we can do that. We can deliver it in a very efficient way, so you don't waste your supplements, because as I said before, when you take supplements or vitamins and minerals orally, you don't really absorb all of them. The best example would be vitamin C. Orally, vitamin C, you absorb up to, let's say you take a 500 milligram capsule or tablet of vitamin C. your stomach, actually will only absorb up to 30%. So 30% of 500 milligrams, which is only about 150 milligrams. So you see a lot of it is actually wasted. So that's why a lot of doctors do not recommend to take higher doses of vitamin C, because a lot of it actually becomes, a vitamin-rich urine, no? But of course, there's another way of doing it. Aside from IV, you can also take what we call the liposomal form of vitamin C, which is similar to the IV, almost 100% absorption. No? So, but going back to IV therapies, so one of the things that we recommend really for patients, especially for those who are very weak, they need to recover immediately. So this is what we suggest. We give them what we call a vitamin drip. So there are many forms of drips. You could have what we call the drips for wellness. There's drip for stress. There's a drip for those who have heart disease or diabetes. There's also drip for those who have cancer, those who have undergoing chemotherapy, radiotherapy, or those who have underwent and trying to recover from their therapy. So we can customize their drips depending on what their body needs and what we see in their lab tests that seems to be out of balance, and how we can correct it as soon as possible. Okay?
Now I will read some questions from our listeners and answer them in this segment.
How much a vitamin C drip? It depends on the dose. Okay, so the dose would determine the price. We can message you the prices later on. But again, it depends on the amount of vitamin C that will be given. So again, we have several drips on vitamin C. We have glutathione, we have Bs, we have minerals, we have alpha-lipoic. So we have even drips for like curcumin. Like, it's not actually a drip, it's an oral form, sorry. So we have these that are duly registered, so they are quite safe. It's not like we make them themselves, we make it ourselves, so these are registered vitamins and minerals. So liposomal, as I said earlier, liposomal vitamin C is the oral vitamin C form that is absorbed almost 100%. So it usually comes in wrapped. The vitamin C is coated in a lecithin molecule, so soy lecithin, so it becomes liposomal, so it's absorbed into the cells 100%. The only issues with liposomal forms of vitamins and minerals is the taste is not so good. Okay?
Thank you for listening to your Holistic Health Podcast. This is Dr. Homer Lim. Now, if you do have questions about your health, or you would like to request topics for our next podcast, please do message us at our FB page or Instagram at Akesis Holistic Health, or you may visit our website at www.akesisholistic.com. Thank you again, and please do come back for our next episodes.